sorry is not a good way to start. I'm sorry is not a good place from which to depart on a journey of ideas spoken and shared, and I often apologize before I've dared. I prepare the ears of those near me with my preemptive apology. I'm sorry for taking up your time. I'm sorry for taking up this space. I'm sorry for assuming it's fine. I'm sorry for assuming this place. If my words actually hung like comic strip speech bubbles above my head, and if I cut out all the I'm sorries that I've ever said and stuck them together end to end, my sorry line would be so long I could send it into outer space. My sorry pattern would reach Jupiter or Saturn. I'm sorry. I tend to exaggerate. I do have a great idea. I could start a sorry jar, take up a collection for each time this interjection seeps into my speech like an infection of apologies, keeping me on my knees in the face of whatever I face. I'll take a day and I'll place £1 in the jar for each time I say I'm sorry. And if I have £1 for each time I say I'm sorry, will the words still have value and meaning? The word is defined as feeling regret, compunction, sympathy, and pity. But if I think about how often I say I'm sorry, I just feel shitty. Do I say I'm sorry because I'm sorry? Or am I sorry because I say I'm sorry so much? Do I use apologies as a crutch to hobble along such times when I'm sorry is just easier to say? Times when I'm sorry is just an easier way along my path of least resistance instead of my insistence on holding others to account. Do I really need to mount others' culpability as my responsibility, bearing the weight of sorries built from carrying everyone else's guilt? I'm sorry. I tend to dramatize. And there are times when I do apologize and mean it, having been at odds with someone else, or times when I have really felt regret, compunction, sympathy, and pity, and so I reckon that it is pretty much time I paid more attention to how my sorries are spent and try to reduce their use to preempt and be more genuine in my intent, so that I'm sorry said is I'm sorry meant.